We're on.
Yep. Okay. Good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, May 20th, 2026. We are here for the Orange Township Board of Trustees regular hearing. Donna, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Fouls.
Here.
Trustee Knapp.
Here.
Trustee Ringo.
Here.
Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Do we have any general announcements?
I have one.
Great.
I think just one. There's a ribbon cutting this Friday at noon for Degree Wellness. And they are opening up off of Artesian Run on the west side of 23.
Yep. I'm planning to be at that as long as life is good. So yeah, that's exciting to welcome a new business to the township. Obviously, our signups for the parade are still live. Our signups for Founders Festival, the end of September, are live. I think we have 30 groups at least for the parade so far, so that's exciting. Blood drive is June 26th.
Our aquatic center is scheduled to be open this weekend. Just a heads up, there is some potential bad weather coming on opening day, but we'll communicate that out depending if we can be open or not on the
And
first day.
if we're not open, would that be on Facebook, website?
Yeah, and
Okay.
we'll notify the members too.
And notify members.
What day is the pool opening?
It's supposed to
Friday.
open on Friday.
Friday.
Yeah,
It's supposed to rain all weekend.
and yeah,
Oh,
it's
is it?
cold and windy. Yeah.
We were supposed to camp.
And
So-
are we having our
Oh yes, thank
our,
you.
yeah.
Our
ribbon-
station,
yeah.
our
or
fire
whatever it's
station.
called, ribbon cutting?
Yes,
Groundbreaking.
yes,
Groundbreaking.
yes.
Yes.
For our fire station 362 groundbreaking ceremony will be Thursday, May 28th at 1 p.m. 1 p.m.
Potentially bring your umbrella for that also. Yeah.
But
Oh, great.
we'll do that rain or shine.
Yes.
It'll make the groundbreaking easier.
It will make the break. It'll be muddy. Yay.
That's all I have.
Okay. I think that's all I had as well. Good. All right. Any public comment today? Okay, none. And then I think we've got a presentation from Delco. Great. Come on up.
I'm Glenn Mars, the CEO. I appreciate the opportunity to come before the trustees today. Thanks, Michelle, for getting us on the agenda. Daryl Miller's here with me. He's our capital projects engineer, and some of the updates we have related to that. So you see in here on the opening screen, shows you you're the second largest township from a volumetric consumption standpoint on our system. We have the largest distribution system in the state of Ohio, single retail distribution system, covering not just Delaware County, but Morrow, Marion counties and smaller parts of 5 other counties. But primarily our customer base is still here in Delaware County where we started back in 1974. Next slide, please. So this shows some of our capital projects working on with approximate pricing. We just finished the Genoa Township line. We just put this into service here in the month of May, I believe. Probably the most expensive pipeline we've ever built, about $20 million. The final portion that we did was a long directional drill underneath I-71, kind of in parts of the township here and parts of Genoa Township. But that pipeline primarily leads from the water plant we have here at the base of Allen Creek, a Ralphie Scott plant, over to the new tank, the State Route 3 tank, which is our first 2 million gallon elevated tank that we put in service last year. And that's been kind of one of these critical challenges for us is the ability to move more water over that way. We have a pretty significant customer base. And a couple times these last 2 summers, we've had days where we had trouble keeping that tank full, the old tank, even before we added the State Route 3 tank up there full. So that's a really critical item we put into place. The next one we're working on, and one that kind of led to Michelle contacting us because we didn't really do a proper job initially, letting our neighbors know that we're working on a new pipeline that's going to connect our Olentangy plant with the Scott plant here, and actually be able to allow us to bypass that. We're calling it the Olentangy East project. We'll sometimes refer to it as the bypass. It allows us to actually pump water around that plant to both supplement the capacity at the Ralphie Scott plant, and then also potentially even at certain times of the year to totally take it offline and be able to use the Olentangy plant exclusively to serve the entire southern part of our system here.
Where is the Olentangy plant in?
The old
area?
Olentangy plant is the headquartered one. It's
Okay.
at State Route 315, just north of Home Road. I'll probably ask you to come back to this, but why don't you move forward? We have Darrell up here. We'll talk a little more about this project. You might tell them a little bit about what we're doing here.
Yeah, so I don't know, maybe several years ago, we built a pipeline from our plant over at 315, and it actually stops right there at the TFM. We call them our TFM reservoirs. That was intentionally meant to be raw water for future use, so we could move raw water. We didn't see the need for raw water anytime soon, so we decided we wanted to build a finished water pipeline so that we can move more water from, like Glenn said, from over to that plant over to this plant in this area. I mean, this area, as you all know, is greatly expanding, and as you said, we've had trouble filling our tanks. The plant is too small, and that's why we're also looking at upgrades for that plant. So this will just help supplement and provide more redundancy, just provide more volume of water to this area, and take a little bit of the stress off that plant. But it starts at the TFM reservoirs there, and it goes, I mean, the majority of the pipeline is on our property that we have there. It does back up to a couple neighborhoods there. We did receive a few calls, just people were just wondering what we were doing and stuff like that. So I did my best to give them information on what we were doing, and then that's kind of what led to this as well. But we did send notifications out to all these surrounding property owners just to let them know, hey, this is what we're doing. This is the reason for the projects, and if you have any questions, we're welcome to call me. Yeah, it's about 13,000 feet of pipe, and then along with that, we're putting a second pipeline in that will transport just raw water. So long story short, we can only pump from Allen Creek right now to these reservoirs, but we cannot draw water at the same time. We have one pipeline going between the two. This will add the second pipeline, so where in the future, when there's more need, there's more growth, we can also pump and we can also draw water to the plant. So that's the main part of the project, and we're putting a booster station right now. We're building the foundation for a booster station over on our Olentangy plant that will pump the water all the way through and around the Ralph E. Scott plant there at the base of Allen Creek.
So you're adding a pump station area over off of 315?
Yeah,
where your
the pump
headquarters are?
station is going to sit over there at that plant. It'll pump water. I don't know how the total linear footage, but 13,000 feet plus another probably 2 or 3 miles of pipe around the plant. And then, like Glenn said, it just gives us a lot more flexibility to where if we need to do repairs in the plant, we can shut it down. Because right now we can't shut the plant down with, unless we're in the dead of winter where we're not producing as much water. But this just gives us a lot of flexibility and redundancy.
We have some extra capacity. That plant, the Olentangy plant, our original plant, we upsized that in 2020 to 29 million gallons per day. And I think the max we've ever done in a single day is about 16 million over there. So even in our high demand, high lawn sprinkling days, we still have extra capacity that we can take advantage of from that plant elsewhere in our system. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to leverage our existing infrastructure, existing investments, and make them last as long as possible and can go further for our rate-paying members. Next slide. I think we just got a little bit more information about that.
Yeah, the green just kind of shows what we've installed so far, and the red as well has already been installed. But yeah, that just kind of shows the progress. We've secured all the easements we need. We needed 3 private property easements. We've secured those, and yeah, I mean, reality, I mean, we should be another month or 2 of total construction for the pipeline. So I guess if you guys get any calls or anything in that, and I say the same thing. It's just a couple more weeks, and they've been moving pretty quick actually. They brought us in the second crew, so they're should be moving along pretty quick here, especially if weather cooperates.
The next slide, got these photos of it here.
Yeah, so that's on the Army Corps property.
Yep.
Getting ready to go under Lewis Center Road. That will go into our property there.
I was walking with a friend on that trail last week, and I was like, I wonder what's going on.
I
I
drive
know.
past it every
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
I thought maybe you guys were doing something with the ditch over there.
A lot of pipe laying.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
You can actually see both crews. If you zoom down just a little bit on that existing image, you can actually see the second crew. Zoom back out a little bit. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, they're
Kinda
way
see
down
both
in
sides,
over the,
both sides,
yeah.
How about the next slide? So that we just got a couple more images of that project, and I think
Wow.
there's other projects that we're showing here too.
Yeah, that's just the bore pit going under 71 for the transmission line that was already installed. That's just the bore pit. Just shows the complexity and what it takes to get underneath 71. On the right there, that's where we're getting ready to raise the bowl. That's the State Route 3 tank, the 2 million gallon tank. And then, yeah, the bottom left there is over at our reservoir property. You know, how that we got the pipe all strung out, getting ready to install it.
Is that bike path still open? Okay.
Yeah, we haven't closed down any paths or anything.
Why don't you take me to the next slide, and I'll talk a little bit about this. So we're engaged an engineer here recently. This is kind of the second time we kind of looked at doing some preliminary engineering for expanding the Ralph E. Scott plant. Ralph Scott was one of our founders. This is his namesake here. This is all in Army Corps ground, so we have to get authority to the Corps both have to expand and extend the lease. The lease expires, I believe, in 2032 is the timing, so we need to make sure that we can extend it out so we can, we can own that plant for longer, and then the ability to expand it and add some more treatment somewhere. So we're trying to figure out the best value in order to take advantage of the allocation. The Army Corps, we have 6 million gallons per day allocation out of there, but they let us take that on an annual average. So potentially we could be pumping, storing some of that water up in the reservoir and either using this bypass line, other things. We're just trying to figure out the ways to maximize our existing asset of raw water and treatment capacity moving forward. Don't know exactly when we're going to physically construct this. Don't know the full scope, and I put it here between $10 million and $100 million. Obviously, how big the scope is, but the cost of these investments, particularly in treatment plants these days, is unbelievable, and pipelines too. But City of Columbus is getting ready to construct their 4th water plant over at Concord Township, and right now they're estimating to be about $2 billion.
40 million gallons a day.
Yeah, they're proposing is the only contractor that's able to bond it in the entire region, right? So this is just, we're not the only one that big, but we're very concerned and very considerate about what is it exactly going to include in scope and how we can maximize the value of that existing assets there. But we also have to renew that plant. It was built in the mid '80s, and some of the things are original there. We continue to do a pretty good job at asset management and making sure we maintain the assets the way they are. Can you just go all the way back to that second slide where I kind of have the overview map? If you don't mind doing that. So a lot of things are in or around George Township, that eventually you'll see, and potentially some of your constituents might ask you about it. We have the Berlin Business Park, and some of the assets that are going to feed that are coming from here. So we have we just recently purchased some pipe. We have an area in Evans Farms that we've acquired an area for a future booster station. So that's all going to be constructed. We don't have an exact timeline on that. We've already built the Reed Parkway tank, which is up there very close, actually inside the park. So eventually we're going to build the transmission line and the booster station to fill that up. The other big project that we're working on design right now, and it is just design alone is going to be well over $1 million, and that is to take water from the Genoa Township, the State Route 3 tank, and elsewhere, and be able to move that over to Harlem Township. That's one of our critical path items right now. Harlem Township is about to get sewer provided to them through an agreement that the Regional Sewer District has with Columbus, and we have infrastructure there right now, but it's not robust. It is rural infrastructure, and we're not capable of really being able to contribute to subdivision development, certainly nothing industrial, anything like that. So trying to figure out ways to get more robust supply over there is one of our critical path items. I'm going all the way to the end, see what else I got. Maybe that's all there is. I think we have a couple slides in here that we had. Oh, yeah, no, found that one. We're about to do a customer satisfaction survey. The last one we did was in 2020, and our members really gave us great feedback then, but it's been a little while since we've asked, so we're getting ready to do that. You may potentially get one of those yourself or have some of your neighbors get that in. Please complete that for us. We want to know what we do well and where we're not providing enough transparency and communication. We certainly would like to hear that. Next. All right, Dunlop's got a couple of slides in here about the building permits. You see where orange is on overall in our system. one of our fastest growing partners, one of the largest townships affected by population. You might be the largest that we have on our system. And what other questions you have? I've heard that there's some interest potentially in a bike path on our McNamara property again. Does somebody know about that? Am I speaking to anyone who's heard anything about it? No.
Silas.
So it's always something that we'd be willing to entertain. We prefer to do it not at and upset all our direct neighbors. So if it's something you want to do, we can do another like a public meeting and stuff. So we considered this back in like 2014, 2013, something like that, and the neighbors were against it. But the bike paths weren't in place already on Lewis Center Road, and it's just the infrastructure wasn't around it right now. So now you actually have a starting point and an end point, so that potentially they might have different opinions, and I'm sure there's been some turnover. So if that's something you want to pursue, just get a hold of us, and we'll be happy to work with you on that.
We always like additional pass. Our bosses always like additional pass. The residents.
Yeah, now they do. But
Now
there
they do,
There was
yes.
big objections though back in the
Now they
day.
do.
There
Yeah,
was,
everything is, why don't you have more?
Everybody likes them except for
The people
potentially
whose
right in
house
their
is next
backyard.
to
They
it,
might not
right.
like them as well. But,
Yes.
anything I can answer for you? I really appreciate the chances to get in front of you. There's so many projects we have, and so many of them are either in or right around Orange Township. So
My couple of thoughts are, one, can you guys give us, and maybe there already is information out there that we could share via our Facebook. I'd love like a post that says, hey, did you have questions about, what's happening here in Orange that looks like Delco? I mean, you're driving up Southfield State, obviously right where you got all your pipes stored right across from the TCM. Yeah, I think whatever that's called.
yeah,
TFM, thank you.
We'll write you up like a single post that you can put on there
Fantastic,
that gives some
yeah.
information and gives you some contact info. We can do that for you.
Awesome. And then obviously, as we're talking about utilities in general and cost of improving infrastructure, that obviously is borne by the residents, because that's obviously who has to pay for that. So is there anything like, your bills are going to go up X amount because of infrastructure that's going in, or have you guys already like incorporated that into our rates?
Yeah, we've done a pretty good job of protecting members' initial investment. We charge a higher capacity fee, tap-in fee initially, with an effort of trying to get growth to pay for growth.
Okay, great.
Growth is costing more these days, so that capacity fee is probably going to have to go up here sometime soon. We've done a modest rate increase this year. It doesn't affect the first tier, the first 4,000 gallons at all, but the second tier goes up 50 cents, I think, per thousand, and the third tier, so
think you talked about
most
last
bills
year.
you won't
Yeah.
even see it, but
Okay.
the larger bills, particularly when folks are sprinkling their lawns, those are the folks that are going to see that increase.
Okay.
But in general, I mean, the bill's going to go up every year.
But it's-
Capacity fees are going to go up, and long term, we're really trying to understand what our capital improvement program looks like over the next 10 years. We kind of have some things penciled out, and we can't afford it, what we have out there today. So, how do we borrow for it? What don't we build? That kind of stuff. We actually are just now engaging a group called Hazen to do a master plan for us. We haven't updated our master plan since 2020, and this is pre-Intel, pre-data centers. So we have a lot of work to do on that side, but we're certainly trying to take the appropriate steps to be fully prepared and fully understand the challenges moving forward.
Okay. And when I think about like watering, like our lawn watering, which I feel like we have always, at least since I've been here, and I've been here for 17 years, it's like a every other day thing, right? Odd numbers are supposed to water on these days, even numbers are supposed to water on the other. There's some information that I've seen. Again, it's mostly anti data center stuff, but like all of a sudden now we have to conserve water. I'm like, no, we've always had to do that. Actually, we just didn't.
I don't think it's in place all the time. Is it the Monday?
I feel like
Wednesday,
sometimes I get a
Sunday?
letter.
So when there's a shortage
so
or something.
ours are they're recommended.
All the time.
And we, a couple times in the last couple of years, things have gotten particularly challenging, particularly in that area, that State Route 3 tank, before we built this pipeline, to the point like we were worried that the tank was going to empty, even though we had all the pumps pumping to it, because people were sprinkling their lawn faster than we could physically put water into that tank.
Right.
That was the challenge we had. Now we built this brand new pipeline. We have the ability to add some more capacity out there. So those minimal, those immediate challenges hopefully are mostly remedied. But ultimately, we have a source water challenge here in this area. You don't think about that because of all the rain we have, but we are at the top of the watershed, right? You get any further north than we are, and you're in the Lake Erie watershed, and that's, that's totally separate, right? We can't get water from up there. Our rivers and streams, you think about if they're, if the Allen Creek wasn't dammed up, it's not much of a river, right? The Olentangy River, they're not big enough to support us on their own. We don't have big aquifers around here. So source water is one of our big challenges moving forward, right? If we're going to continue to grow the region, we have to continue to find more source water. And one of the elements that we're going to put in place in order to gain more source water is conservation, right? How can we deal with peak day demands? When we look at our average day, we're fine for decades on end, even with growth. But when we look at the peak day, which is how we build all our infrastructure, right? So we have to be able to keep the tanks full when everyone's sprinkling their lawns, when everyone's using water for their wash their cars and everything else, right? That's the day that we plan for every single year. And that's going to require us to continue to push the price signal, push the message out that's one of the components we have to do in order to continue to grow is to conserve the resources we already have.
So we can just be good neighbors by watering every other day and
You could.
not
That would
watering
be,
every
we
day.
would very much appreciate that. That would be very helpful.
And you'll pay for it if not.
Yeah.
Oh,
You'll
I
pay
know
more for it.
people
And
that
if you wanted to just sprinkle your front lawn, not your back, that would be fine too.
Yeah, there's definitely people that as I run in the morning, their sprinklers are on every day at 6 a.m. So
Yeah.
Hopefully
I
the
run under the sprinklers
new,
because they cool down.
new water tank along Route 3 is camouflaged, so that side of the county doesn't realize that they've got more
I have
capacity.
more water now,
so-
right? Okay. Yeah. So if you can give us a Facebook blurb, and we'll definitely push that out. And
Okay. Yeah, we'll get that to Michelle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Michelle. Yeah, that'd
That's
be great.
fine. Yeah. Mhm.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks for
Any
your
other questions?
opportunity.
No, thanks for
Thanks,
coming
guys.
in.
Appreciate all you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Do we have any agenda changes?
I do not.
Great. All right. Do we have any questions about the consent agenda?
Yeah, the only thing we have is the annual payment for our ESO solutions, which is like our fire's timekeeping software.
Okay. All right. I make a motion to approve the consent agenda for the regular meeting held on May 20th, 2026, including Resolution 26-140, approving the electronic record of the proceedings from the regular trustee meeting held on May 6th, 2006, and Resolution 26-141, approving purchase orders then and now purchase orders and blanket purchase orders as listed.
Second?
Roll call. Trustee Ringle,
Yes.
Trustee Knapp,
Yes.
Trustee Faust.
Yes. Robin, our zoning report.
Good afternoon, trustees. I'll run us through our zoning report. No resolutions for you other than the report today. We do have a Board of Zoning Appeals meeting scheduled for tomorrow, May 21st at 6 p.m. here in this room. You have heard these agenda items before, so I won't belabor them, but as a reminder, 3 agenda items on tomorrow's agenda. The first is a continued application for setback variances for potential warehouse buildings at 10030 Columbus Pike, down at the south end of 23, behind the Nissan dealership there. The second is an area variance for 7720 Bale Canyon Road to allow for parking of trailers and an RV behind an existing privacy fence, but in front of the front build line. And the third is a residential setback variance for a garage and breezeway on Nicoya Court to encroach into the side and rear yard setbacks. We do have a new rezoning application that was filed, ZON-26-01. That is the same property at 6980 South Old State Road. So those 2 parcels there, 8.34 acres. So the request is to rezone from farm residential to planned unit development for a new 17-lot single-family neighborhood. The zoning commission hearing for that application is scheduled on June 9th at 6:30 p.m. Then we do have one item in for the BZA for June. So that is Thursday, June 18th at 6 p.m. That is an area variance to allow for an accessory structure to encroach into the side yard setback on West Orange Avenue over there just south of Parkway Drive South. The deadline for that meeting is at the end of this week, so we may see a couple more variances trickle in, but we have that one on the agenda, at least for now. Only other item is the still tabled Bandana Park Down project on North Road, which is still tabled at the zoning commission level. No updates on that one.
And if we get a recommendation from the zoning commission on June 9th for the John Wicks property, we would schedule our meeting. We'd schedule it on the 17th, right?
Yes,
And it
ma'am.
has to be within 30 days
Yes.
of the 17th. Okay. Just thinking long-term about my calendar. Okay, cool. All right. Any other zoning questions?
Not this time.
No.
What,
Awesome.
was there any resident feedback on the BZA application for the warehouses that we talked about the
The
other day?
property owner to the north did come in and speak to us and had submitted a formal letter expressing her thoughts. Yes, that was the only one.
Which property, is it a residence? Or is it-
So that's the Butts residence directly to the north.
Oh, okay.
Is this the Nissan property again?
Sorry.
The Nissan development? Like
Well, it's not the Nissan development. It's behind the Nissan
Oh,
development.
okay,
So
gotcha.
different ownership.
different ownership.
They want to store materials or something?
Yeah,
inside
materials
it?
and construction equipment.
Okay. Any other zoning questions?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Operations, Silas?
Good afternoon, Board. First thing on the operations agenda today is a intergovernmental agreement with Morgan County to sell 2 of our outgoing plow trucks to Morgan County. Historically, we've either used gov deals or intergovernmental agreements to get rid of these trucks. And Morgan County has worked with us in the past and has expressed interest in continuing to do so. So we had spoke with them and they're interested in these 2 trucks and the terms that are attached there. And then the other thing on the operations report is a consent item for the Wits ice cream to be included at the aquatic center for the summer pool season. And that's all that's on the report.
So I don't have any questions about the plow trucks. You guys have any questions of the plow trucks?
I do not.
Okay, so I didn't want to bring this up, but we're going to have to. The Wits ice cream price point. Right now, the consensus says that we would sell it for $3 a cup. She sells it the same quantity of ice cream in the store for $3.75, and she also sells it at. She's selling it to us for $2, and then we sell it for whatever we decide, right? So she sells it to Jennings Sports Park, to Olentangy Mini Golf, and Orange, Olentangy, and Berlin, and they all sell it for $4 a cup. So my gut says let's keep that price the same. So whether you're getting Wits at Orange, lacrosse game, or Olentangy football game, or Orange pool, or Olentangy Mini Golf, we're all selling it for the same price.
It seems unnecessary from my perspective, seeing as we're purchasing the ice cream for $2. Why not offer kind of another middle price point option of the variety of ice cream and frozen treats that we'll have at the pool? Because I believe the vending machine premium ice creams went all the way up to 5 and down to maybe 2. So this would be kind of another middle option that would, help with variety and a different price point. And I think even at $3, we will still make a profit. So assuming the quantities that we were for potentially selling Wits, so anything more than that is just going to be additional profit. And I don't know that it's necessary, but those are my
actually,
thoughts.
That's a good point. Yeah, still feeling bad about the SpongeBob popsicles to make me feel better. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I agree. Even though, so maybe they get a special discount for buying at the Orange pool because they're special. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good point.
And then maybe everyone will buy all of their Wits from our pool instead.
Right. As long as they still go to her store and buy bigger things. Awesome.
How much is in the cup?
It's a kid size scoop. So
Is it?
the kid scoop at, like I said, at the store is $3.75.
Wow.
So yeah, I don't know what the ounces is, but I will acquiesce to the majority.
And so just on that topic, so at the end of the season, we're gonna take a look at how much money we made and we're gonna compare it. And if we didn't make more money or people were upset, we're gonna consider not doing it again, right?
Yes, we talked about doing a survey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So there'll be some kind of benchmark.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is our first time doing these, not the vending machines and Wits. So if it's not
appreciated, then we'll go back to what we were doing before.
Yeah, because it's kind of, and how will we know how much ice cream is sold in the vending machine?
They'll be able to, the company will be able to.
They'll give
track
us
that.
will they give us a printer every week or every month, or how often do we get that? And how often will they pay us?
Do you know
Our,
if it's-
we'll probably just work out on it at the end of the summer, so we have a cumulative idea of what happened throughout the summer. Going weekly is inconsistent. Weather, participation, people
about
showing
every
up and
month?
stuff. So again, it could be inconsistent. We try to just wrap everything up at the end of the summer. We don't usually generally make changes to those things during the middle of the summer. So if you'd like additional data, we can ask them. But it was not my intent to initially try to look at it every week or every month.
Well, how do we know how
So
much
we got
they're
kind of a
selling?
12-week season for the pool, so we don't usually make any changes in between.
Like, how do we know how much they're selling? Like, what kind of report do we get? Is that in the agreement or anything?
We don't. It's one of the great things about vending machines, just like our Pepsi machines in the parks. They're
Oh,
there.
well,
They're
We
convenient.
own those though. Or we
do
help manage those, correct?
We do not.
Or don't. So we just take their word of how many they sold.
Yeah, so at the end of the season, we do get from Columbus Pool Management how much they purchased and how much they sold. So I anticipate we'll get the same type of data from the vending machines.
Yeah, but since we aren't, we operate the concession stand, so we kind of have some control. But we like, how do we know how many they sold for sure? Is there a printout or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so what I think I may have shown it in the past, but yeah, CPM puts together some type of spreadsheet. Columbus Pool Management puts together some type of spreadsheet saying they purchased X amount of this, X
For
amount
the
of that.
vending machine though.
Yeah, we'll be able to get that. I just don't know if it'll come monthly or just at the end of the
I
season.
think we'll probably get even more accurate
That-
data from.
But that
vending
wasn't in the
machine.
contract or anything?
No.
Like they're gonna provide, but it is in the contract how much money we'll make for each item?
Is it 20%?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. So at the end of the season, the sales that they made total will get a 20% share of that.
And there'll be quantities of each item sold too, so we'll have an
Yeah.
idea of what's moving, what's not.
Oh, yeah.
And
Okay.
even throughout the summer, if something's not moving
They could
very
pull
much
that
or
out
something is
when
moving
something-
more, they can adjust their quantities in the machines based off that, or even add a second machine if we find that they're really popular.
Okay. Anything else operations? Okay. I make a motion to approve resolution 26-142, authorizing the township administrator to enter into an agreement for the sale of 2 trucks to the Board of County Commissioners of Morgan County, Ohio, pursuant to revised code 505.101.
Second?
Roll call. Trustee Ringle,
Yes.
trustee Knapp,
Yes.
trustee Faust.
Yes. And we have a consensus to sell the Quits
Yes.
ice cream at $3. Okay,
Erica, do you still work there?
I do not.
Okay, I just want to make sure you didn't have to abstain.
I know.
Never mind.
Fire report.
Good afternoon, Board. The only thing I have on the agenda tonight is to update our job descriptions for our Lieutenant Fire Prevention and Fire Inspector. They were done in about 2015, so we wanted to update it. There's some classes that changed that were on the requirements before, and then we also condensed it a little bit. Just to have a new job description for both.
And we have 1 lieutenant and how many fire inspectors? 3. Okay. And they're all the same job classification. Okay. Any questions about that?
No.
Okay. I make a motion to approve resolution 26-143, updating the employment position descriptions of the lieutenant of fire prevention and fire inspector.
Second?
Roll call. Trustee Ringle,
Yes.
trustee Knapp,
Yes.
trustee Faust.
Yes. Okay, fiscal.
Good afternoon, trustees. We have the one and only agenda item will be the April monthly financials. We close the month of April with a total fund of all fund balances at $48,192,084. Revenue spent to date, $25,183,932. Year-to-date expenses total in at $8,530,228. And current outstanding POs/encumbrances total $13,373,562. As I stated earlier, all accounts have been balanced and are ready for your signatures.
And just a reminder to the community, the reason our fund balance is so high is because of our loan for the fire station.
That is correct. The bulk of the monies for the fire station is still sitting at Star Ohio. That balance is in a little in excess of the 12 million because of the interest that it is receiving. We are in the process of preparing that first initial draft payment that will be due.
Okay. Any questions fiscally?
Nope.
Okay, I make a motion to approve resolution 26-144, review of the April 2026 bank reconciliation and financial reports.
Second?
Roll call. Trustee Ringle.
Yes.
Trustee Knapp.
Yes.
Trustee Faust.
Yes. All right, administration.
Yes, thank you. I have 2 items under the administration report. The first item is in regards to an appointment for our part-time events and communications assistant position. This is a new position for us that we approved earlier this year. So after several interviews, we would like to recommend Julia Burt to be that assistant position. Ms. Burt is a native to Lewis Center. She currently lives in Michigan, but is moving back down home, and we're excited to have another resident work for us. Following that, the second item under the administration report, this is called a COOP plan, which is a continuity of operations plan. This is something that Delaware County Emergency Management has encouraged us to create. So Ms. Bunting actually was assigned this as a special project over the last few months. So we do have the draft not only approved by the county, but we had legal take a look at it, and it is ready to go. So essentially what it is if something happens that's, weather related or a power outage, we do have a protocol in place to handle our operations and make sure everything functions despite the conditions.
It's always good to have plans in place.
Yes.
So we can be
It's a good
prepared.
reference.
Right, yeah.
So.
Thank you, Val, for putting that together. Any questions administratively? Nope. Okay, I make a motion to approve resolution 26-145, appointment of Julia Burt to part-time position of events and communications assistant and establishment of compensation.
Second.
Roll call. Trustee Ringle.
Yes.
Trustee Knapp.
Yes.
Trustee Faust.
Yes, I make a motion to approve resolution 26-146, a resolution approving the Orange Township Continuity of Operations Plan COOP.
Second?
Roll call. Trustee Ringle.
Yes.
Trustee Knapp.
Yes.
Trustee Faust.
Yes. Okay, now we need to enter into an executive session. So I make a motion to approve resolution 26-147, enter into executive session to consider the compensation of a public employee or official. Invited to attend are elected officials, Michelle and HR Mike.
Second.
Roll call. Trustee Ringle.
Yes.
Trustee Knapp.
Yes.
Trustee Faust.
Yes.
Roll call, trustee Ringle,
Yes.
trustee Knapp,
Yes.
trustee Phelps.
Yes. Okay, so in executive session, we finalized our health insurance and we will be using the Cigna plan, which is the same plan that we have used this past year, but we are doing, so it's a Cigna renewal, but we're going to do some design changes and all that information will be sent out to all of our employees.
Mhm.
And in the backup, yes.
Yeah, we'll include the exhibit of the plan design changes in the resolution.
Great. And then there'll also obviously be open enrollment meetings for all of our staff.
Yes.
And we appreciate all of the staff participation in reviewing all of the health plan details. There are quite a few.
Mhm.
So it's been a productive and helpful discussion.
Yeah. And specifically for our insurance committee and everybody.
Yeah, and we picked this plan because it was the best option financially, you know. It did go up quite a bit by 19%, right?
It's a 19% renewal.
Yeah, and that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah. So. Okay, I make a motion to approve resolution 26-149, approving a contract for insurance policies that provide health insurance for township officers and employees.
Second?
Roll call, trustee Ringle,
Yes.
trustee Knapp,
Yes.
trustee Phelps.
Yes. Okay, and then we're also doing our dental plan, and we are remaining with Delta Dental, who we've had for at least the last year, as well. That was a 9% increase.
Correct.
Okay, so I make a motion to approve resolution 26-150, approving the renewal of Delta Dental for township officers and employees.
Second?
Roll call, trustee Ringle,
Yes.
trustee Knapp,
Yes.
trustee Phelps.
Yes. Is there nothing else that I'm aware of? Okay, I make a motion to approve resolution 26-151, meeting adjournment.
Second?
Roll call, trustee Ringle,
Yes.
trustee Knapp,
Yes.
trustee Phelps.
Yes, meeting adjourned. Thank you.